good afternoon everyone. Welcome back to Hansa Travels. Today I'm bringing you a brand new series. I know that there's a lot of you out there that watch my channel because you also want to become a flight attendant, but you don't know where to start, or you don't have any information, or you're unsure of specifics or anything like that. So this new series that I'm starting is I'm designing it to make your search a little bit easier. This is everything that you've ever wanted to know about each particular airline that you didn't know how to get the information. I have gone online and I have done research on all of the legacy airlines, because let's face it guys, everyone that wants to become a flight attendant usually wants to work for a legacy airline. So my videos are going to help you out in your search to try to find the company, the airline that is right for you. So if you're interested in learning about American Airlines, stay tuned. All right, now let me just start off by saying that I am not employed by American Airlines. I'm not a spokesperson, and I am not a representative or any of those things. This is pure information that I have found on the internet just doing research. Actually, American has the flight attendant union contract online, and I was able to just look it up, and all the information that I have gathered I got from their flight attendant union contract. So the number one question that usually everybody has about being a flight attendant is, how much do they make? Well, it all depends on the company. So with American Airlines, their contract as of March of 2016, they make $26.16 per flight hour. But that's not the only way that you can make money at American. There's different ways that you can make extra money. For example, they have a thing called per diem. Per diem is the money that you make from the moment you check in for your trip to the moment you return back home from that trip. And you're earning this amount of money every hour on the hour, 24 hours a day until you return home from your trip. Now, for domestic flights, you are going to earn an extra $2.10 per diem, and that is usually money that's supposed to cover things like everyday expenses for like food or whatever as you're on the road. But this is money that you don't get until you actually get paid, so it's not like they give you that money right then and there. They also have a per diem for international flights. However, I don't have the amount, but I believe it's a little bit more because you are international. So the other ways, there's another two ways. I think there's more than that, but these are the ones that I jotted down. There's a couple of other ways that you can make more money, and that is by being the lead flight attendant. And you can make an extra $2.50 an hour for flight time if you are the lead flight attendant. And also they have a thing called purser. So if you're the purser, you get paid an extra $7.50 per flight hour. To be honest with you, I've never worked with a company that has pursers, so I have no idea what the difference is between a lead and a purser. That's something that you can find out once you start working for the company. But at this point, that's all we want to know is about the money, okay? It's all about the money. $26.16 an hour. And okay, so as far as their reserves, they have at-home reserve, which is for a 12-hour shift. So for example, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. you are on reserve. They could call you at any time in between those hours, and you have to be at the airport within a certain amount of time. There's also the ready reserve, which I think they call it something else, but it's pretty much when you're ready and dressed at the airport. Usually you're in the crew room waiting. If they need you, they'll call you, and then you just go to whatever gate they need you to go, and you're like right there. The airport reserve is a 6-hour shift. So home reserve 12 hours, airport reserve 6 hours. They also have their reserves are every other month. So like 1 month you're on reserve, 1 month you have a line, 1 month you're on reserve, 1 month you have a line, until I guess you have a permanent line. Although I don't know how long that takes. I think it depends on, you know, the needs of the company and how long you've been there. But so yeah, at least, you know, you're not on pure reserve all the time, not knowing where you're going to be and where you're going to, you know, how long you're going to be gone for. At least you know that every other month you're going to have a line, and you're going to know your trips ahead of time. So, all right. They also have a 10 to 15 minute grace period for checking in. So let's say, for example, you were supposed to be at the airport at 10 a.m. for, you know, your shift. You have from 10 in the morning till either 10:10 or 10:15 to actually check in without having the penalties of being late. So that's another perk right there. And so let's talk about the requirements, guys. Obviously, you have to be physically able to fit in the jump seats. The jump seats are where we actually sit for takeoff and landing, and they have, a lot of them have the shoulder harnesses and the regular belt. And so, you know, there's different configurations for the types of belts and stuff. But basically, you just have to be able to fit in the seats with your seatbelt securely fastened. You also have to be between 5'2" to no more than 6 feet tall, and that is only so that they can make sure that you can reach the overhead bins, and also you're not tall enough that you're not going to hit your head on the ceiling of the cabin. So from 5'2" to 6 feet tall in order to work for American. Next thing I want to talk about is their bases. Okay, so I'm going to read them to you because there's quite a few. So American has bases in Boston, Chicago, DFW, which is their main headquarters, LA, Miami, JFK/LaGuardia, San Francisco, and Washington, D.C. So keep that in mind, guys. If you want to work for American Airlines, these are the cities that you will be based at if you work here domestically in the U.S. I think they have a couple of bases like in international spots or whatever, but I'm just talking about the bases here in the U.S. So think about that. You are either going to have to relocate to one of these cities, or you're going to have to commute. Commuting usually takes place on your days off, or many hours before your actual shift starts, just to make sure that you get to your city and you don't get stranded. So I don't recommend commuting your first year, only because it's going to be hard. But I mean, if you don't mind commuting on your days off and spending, you know, an extra day or two on the road just to get to and from work, I mean, it's up to you. So those are the cities, and the bases are awarded based on availability. So what that means is, let's say, for example, American needs flight attendants in San Francisco, and so that's probably where you're going to get placed. Or if they have multiple cities available that they need to fill slots in, then during training they will ask you to make a list of your top preferences, your top 3 cities that you would like to be based at, you know, for you, as far as like whatever you want, and they'll take that into consideration. Hopefully you'll get one of the 3 bases that you have chosen in the order of your top preference. But again, that is not a guarantee, so take that in mind. these are the cities that you will be working out of if you work for American Airlines. And then another thing about that is I want to say that with American Airlines, seniority is based on your age. So your seniority is given to you at the time of training. So the older you are, the more senior you are. The younger, the less senior. So at American, age is a good thing because then you'll have seniority over everybody. So some airlines have seniority based on the last 4 digits of social security numbers. Like where I'm at right now, that's how it is. And so my last 4 digits starts with 85. So I'm like at the bottom of the list in seniority. If it was by age, I'd be right up there. Anyway, so that's how you get your seniority awarded to you, is depending on your birth date. And also another thing that as far as the bases are concerned, I do want to let you guys know that with American Airlines, you can ask for a transfer after 6 months of working there. So if you didn't get the base that you originally wanted within 6 months, you are able to put in for a transfer. That's not a guarantee that you're going to get it. It depends on whether or not they need flight attendants wherever you want to be at. And also it depends on if there's a bunch of other flight attendants that have more seniority than you that also want to be there. Obviously, they're going to get those slots first before you get that slot. So, but within 6 months, you can at least start trying to bid for a different base other than where you happen to be, placed at. And last but not least, I'm going to talk about their training. Their training is in their headquarters, which is Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. And their training is for 6.5 weeks. Another popular question that people always want to know about is, do they pay during training? And the answer to American Airlines is unfortunately not. I would have to say, off the top of my head, I only know of one airline that actually pays you through training. But I could be wrong. There could be others. As I do my research, I will continue looking for this information. But at this point, yeah. All I have to say about that, guys, is that for 6.5 weeks, you're not going to be working. You're not going to be earning any money. And then once you get out on the line, you're still are brand new. You haven't flown any. So you're not going to see really a paycheck until like your second or third month into the company. So save your pennies, guys, because you are definitely going to need them. Or, hopefully you have family, friends, husbands, wives, whatever that can, take care of business while you are going through training. But that's 6.5 weeks of training if you are invited to come join the American Airlines team. And last thing, I also found it in the flight attendant contract is about their uniforms. Obviously, you have to have a uniform. You have to, they're not given to you. You have to pay for your uniforms. Luckily, they only take out $20 per paycheck in order for you to pay for your uniforms. So let's say that all the pieces for your uniform cost $800. Let's just say they will deduct $20 on the 15th and $20 on the 30th or 31st, depending on the month. Because you remember, you get paid twice a month, on the 15th and the 30th. And so they'll take out basically $40 a month for all your uniforms that you have chosen. So keep that in mind as well, guys. That is pretty much all the information I gathered. Again, if I have misspoken, or if you know that something is, off by a little bit, or you have even more information than I have that I didn't cover today, make sure you leave it in the comments down below, and let's help each other out, guys. This is a community for people that enjoy, the flight life, or want to join the flight life. So let's help each other out. If you know something that I didn't cover, put it down. Or if I said something that wasn't 100% right, put it down in the comments as well. Because like I said, I got this information from the web, and it came from their union contract. But again, contracts change, and there might be a few things here and there that may not be 100% still to this date. So that's it, guys. Make sure you stay tuned, subscribe, because this series is going to be phenomenal. If you've ever wanted to know anything about the airlines that you are interested in applying, I will be doing that research for you guys. That's one less thing for you to do. And again, I want to thank each and every single one of you for subscribing, and for sharing my videos, and for commenting, guys. I love interacting with you, and having a conversation in the comments. So leave your thoughts. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it. Until next time, I want to give you tons of hugs and kisses from my house to your house.